Hey crafty cuties, welcome back to Paper Terrace. If you're new, I'm Jessica and I am excited to start a new series with you guys using 6x6 paper pads. I used to have so many of these in my stash. About last year or so, I got rid of so many of them because I never used them and I don't know why. They're just as good as any paper. It's just they are a little bit more challenging to work with because they're already cut down to this small size. So we are going to start this series out with taking one of our 6x6 pads. I'm going to take this one because I'm pretty sure that it's a full paper pad and I haven't taken anything out. But I do have quite a few where I've taken a few pages out, or like this one, I have cut used some scraps, punched things out. So we'll do a different video with that one. But for today, I'm gonna go ahead and take this fun one that I've held onto for such a long time. It's the Heidi Swap Dreamy paper pad. So for this video, my goal is to use up this entire pad, or let's just see how much we can make from one entire pad. And I think I wanna start out by making I don't know if I want to make a few mini journals, but let's just get started. I think I'm going to figure it out along the way. So I'm just going through to kind of pick my very favorite page, which I feel like is this one right here. Now, oh good. So I am going to take that part off. And I think I'm going to get started by just making a simple journal. And then we're gonna make a bunch of things to go along with this. I really have no rhyme or reason. We're gonna fold it in half. And I think let's go ahead and put some pockets on the inside. This is such a cute paper pad. Now I wanna keep in mind there are double pages or double piece, what am I trying to say? There are duplicates, and so I'll keep that in mind when I am taking. Let's go ahead and do maybe a fun, I'm going to grab my trimmer, a fun double pocket. The fun and easy thing is I can use my small trimmer for this. And I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Okay. And I'm going to, so I just fold the 6x6 in half, and then I'm going to take a 6x6 and cut it down to 3x6. Now I am going to allow myself to use things that are in my stash already, and I do know that that's going to vary for every person, but I feel like it's easy enough for you to just use what you have. I'm going to tear this. And I'm going to mostly try to limit myself majority of the things I'm using to the paper pad, whoops, with a few exceptions to using different embellishments or things that I do have already. And I'll definitely allow myself to use stamps and stencils and like tools. Okay, like that. I'm going to fold this one in half. I'm going to take some blue ink. The sun came out just right as I turned this on. And just ink up the edges like this. Yeah, so for this first video, like I said, I'm just going to see how many different things I can make with one paper pad. And I want to really try and use up almost everything. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this first one down about an inch or so up. Just a little bit of glue. So probably just right about like that. Then we'll take the second one, do the same thing. But we'll cover up the first one slightly. They'll overlap, I mean. Okay. Yeah, for such a long time, I have been wanting to just really clean out my stash and use the things that are in it. So that includes scraps and paper pads that have been in my possession for a long time. So you're definitely going to see a lot of that, and I think it's the perfect time to be doing it. End of the year, getting things cleaned out and ready for a new year. Now, these little edges peek out, if you can see, of course. So I'm just going to trim those, but we could also cover it with some embellishing. We'll just do this. Get off my scissors. All right. Now I do want to embellish the cover. So I'm just going to go through here and just kind of get inspired by the paper. And a lot of these are pretty plain, so I think it'll be easy to work with these prints. Choose happy, could do something like that. You know what? What if we do something kind of fun and different? I'm trying to think. What if I put either some pockets or something on the front, maybe a tag? My first idea was to put like a little policy envelope on the front, make it interactive, but I feel like there's already so much going on with this print that let's try something just a little bit different by embellishing. I'm going to take this yellow print and trim down probably like almost 2 inches. And I'm going to fold this in half. This is actually a pretty thick scrapbook paper. My bone folder is very used. Like this. Then I'm just going to glue this to like around kind of the spine area. Just kind of smooth that out so it doesn't gush out everywhere. And I'm going to, actually, wait, there's like a worn out little edge. I don't know if you can see that detail that I kind of like, and I want that on the front. So I'll go like this, just to make sure that's on the front. And then we'll just wrap it around. And it's just a little detail, but I think it kind of brings it up a notch. The other thing I want to do is round the corners. And I definitely have a corner rounder somewhere. So I will look for that. And I think that punches would be a great thing to have for this as well, for this project. Can't find my corner rounder, so I'm going to use my entire envelope punch board. And just round the corners. For all 4 corners. There we go. I'll keep that out. And then maybe lay something heavy on this. Now that I'm thinking about it, since we're trying to make as much as we can with this paper pad, it might be fun just to have this be a little project on its own instead of making an entire journal. So I'm going to ink the edges. And honestly, we could make a few of these. Because I really actually like how this turned out. Let's just grab, we'll start with this one right here. See what we can make with this. Okay, for this one, we're going to make just a little envelope. And so I'm going to glue, I'm just folding this whole 6x6 2 times. And I will glue up 2 of the edges. Of course, adding any sewing detail is gonna, you know, elevate all of these projects, but not necessary. In fact, I'm going to take my stapleless stapler and I'm going to go ahead and staple you really have to make sure your paper is all the way down there. Oh, whoops. And see if I had the handle down a little bit so it wasn't allowing me to get that paper in all the way. Oh. Well, when in doubt, when the glue is wet, it's going to take that little notch out. Let's see if I can actually do that again. I kind of like how that looks. Can I line it up just right? Kind of funny. I'm just gonna cut that off. I don't know what it is, but I just like that little detail. All right, we're gonna keep it. Going to round the corners again. Now this paper pad doesn't have, like, some paper pads I think have like little journaling cards, and you could really use those as part of your decorating. But since this one doesn't, I'm probably just going to reach down and see like what types of little embellishments I have that could work as like a closure that doesn't really go. Look at this little star, actually. That might be a cute little addition. So I'm gonna glue half of it down and use that as like a little envelope flap closure. And I do want to make sure that just the top part will be lining up with that flap so that we don't actually glue it closed. So I think that's good. Then we're gonna put something heavy on this. Now, because we have so much paper in here, this could take forever just doing random little projects. I already know I like these first two, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pick a few different prints that I want to recreate this right here. So we're essentially, you know, coming up with ideas and then kind of mass making. So I'll do like 5 of those. Oh, I like this print a lot. Okay. And I may speed up this part or cut some of it out because now you kind of see what I'm doing, but I also sort of want to share the whole process with you. Okay, so I'll just start by folding all of these in half. And I feel like a good bone folder is going to be helpful here. So find one that's not super worn out. And I'm gonna do kind of the same thing to the outsides where we give it kind of this fun little spine area, but I may do different things on the insides. I think I used about 2 inches, maybe, yeah, I think it was about 2. So grab a couple more prints. And luckily, see, all of these go together really well. That is one nice thing about using just one paper pad when you're doing projects like this. And I would like to do the same thing with a 12 by 12 paper pad at some point. All right, I'm just cutting these into 2-inch strips. And if you have a scoreboard, you could get this out, get that out. I think it doesn't have to be perfect though. I'm just going to fold all of these in half. Now I'm just going to pick whichever correlating little spine I want to go with each little cover. And we will glue them on. These are definitely fun colors in this paper pad. So we'll go with the pink for this brown. Yes. Okay, I'm just going to keep on finishing the rest of these. Okay, I'm going to let the rest of these dry, but I want to create, I think I will just go ahead and make pockets. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have so much more paper to work with, so we'll go 5. So for these ones, I'm going to just cut them all in half. And I'm just taking off the little branding strip here. Okay, so we will cut them down at 3. Not sure if I cut this many at once, but let's see. Ooh, this feeling a little iffy right here. It's always at the edge. I'm not sure why. Okay. That's all right. Now, just gonna kind of tear to give a fun look to the top of the pocket on the inside of those. Then I'll just layer them basically like that. And I'll go ahead and glue a set of these on the inside of each. And I think these will even be fun to put inside a journal, because then you have like a little interactive element. Something like that. Layer it on, and I'll just do that to the rest of these. And I feel like once you get going on projects like this, these are all just like very quick and simple little tasks to do. And then when you do a bunch of them all together, it's even more simple. Like this, and then basically wait for it to dry, and then we'll just fold it over. Okay, I got a little idea to do these a little bit different, and I'll show you. Because I feel like anytime you are gluing things over a fold area, it can be a little bulky. So I'm actually going to take these and make the rest of them just a little side pocket like this. Then we'll have a variety. So I'm just gluing 3 of the edges again. And go like that. Just line everything up really nicely. I found my corner punch, and I just want to say that, so when doing like simple little projects like this, I definitely feel like doing things like rounding the corners can make a big difference in the outcome. And for all of these projects with the 6x6 paper pads, I definitely am going for more simple projects because it's time consuming already to do something with a whole entire paper pad, but I do think it's beneficial to keep it rather simple because I'm mass making a bunch of these things, and by keeping them more simple, I'll be able to use them in a variety of themed projects. You know, just by maybe adding a last minute touch or decoration when it comes time to using it. Okay, next up, I'm gonna go ahead and take 5 more pages to make these, but I'm gonna do this off camera because as I'm coming up with this video idea, I'm getting more clarification on what I want to show you guys, and I would like to show you 6 different mass make projects that you can do with the 6x6 paper pads, and I'm going to make 6 of each of those or something like that. Oops. There we go. So I have these so I can easily make the envelopes. I'll just probably do that off camera. I'll show you the final at the end. So next, I was thinking it might be fun to create some stacked pockets. So I'm going to take 2 pages here. And I'm going to cut these in half lengthwise, so 3 inches. Is that what I want to do? No, sorry. I'm going to cut them in half horizontally, which the prints on these don't really matter too much. You know what? Then I'm going to cut them in half one more time. So we're going to have 3-inch squares, yes. Okay, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to take some of the scraps that I have over here off to my side. And I want to make maybe some little tabs. Do I have enough to use my tab maker? I might not. I'm just gonna see. Okay, I do. So I'm going to use my little tab maker here to create some tabs, just like 2 for each one. I love this punch. I got it from Temu. You just fold your piece. This should be a little bit wider, but I'm just going to make it work. And then you put it all the way in. And pop it out. Okay. We have those. Again, I'm going to take my corner rounder for just the tops. Like that. Gonna take some ink since we're gonna be layering these on one another. So we'll be able to make 2 sets of these stacked pockets with the papers that I just cut. But I'll just work on one on camera here. So basically I'm just going to stack them. I think the sewing machine would look really fun on these ones, so I think I'll take it to the sewing machine actually. And essentially I'm just going to sew all the way down like that. Before I take it to the sewing machine, I'm going to take this bottom one and I'm going to fold this up like 3/4 of an inch so that the bottom pocket will be enclosed. And then I'm going to take this and it's going to go all the way down to that fold mark. Do it like that. No. And I am just going to layer this one because once we have it like on a page or something like that, we'll be able to glue down the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and just sew down the 2 sides here. Okay, so I made 3 of these. I'm going to go ahead and take these little tabs and just put one on like the top, I think, of each one, just for an added little detail. We can add some ink around the edges of those too. I'm just going to glue these on. Put this one over on this side. And then the last one. And then, so we have 3 projects now. You can see since I used this as a scrap, it didn't necessarily punch the whole shape, but once we have it on, it's just fun. It's a little tab. Okay. So super cute. Let's grab our paper pad. The 4th idea are some tags. Now, I'm making a pretty simple version here, but 6x6 paper pads are the perfect size for tags. So if we go ahead and cut them in half, so 3 inches by 6, honestly, this is the perfect size for a tag. So I'm showing a simple version, but in the end, I'm going to show you all of the things that I made because I will be using every last paper in here. So even though I might be just making 1 or 2 of each of these on camera, I'm going to show you what you can end up with for the entire paper pad. So I just did simple corners here. And then I do like adding a little pocket. I rounded the corners on these ones, but I'm going to do a little notch on this one. And honestly, I'm going to use my little punch here. just because I had it handy. Yes, so then I'm gonna go ahead and just glue this on. But again, off camera, I am sewing some of my things. Okay, now the next idea is going to be simple, but the last one is kind of a fun interactive idea. And since I cut this by hand, it's a little off, so that's okay. We'll just trim it. And it never happened. And then, of course, adding, you know, whatever kind of trim you want, or again, we can use like a punch. Let's do that. And have a little tab for the topper. Oops. I always like to look where I'm cutting. And I think it's kind of fun when it's just all paper. All right. Yes, I think a bunch of these tags right here would be so cute in any journal. There we go. This was just the more simple version. So again, I'm going to make some more tags off camera, but for now, let's move on to the next one. I love envelopes in my journals, and these origami envelopes are so fun and easy and like perfect for a 6x6 paper pad, because to make these you need a square. And so we're going to take this 6x6 paper pad, we're going to fold it diagonal, try to line it up the best you can. I recently made a bunch of these in a smaller version, so these are also a great project if you have smaller pieces to use from your 6x6, like a 4x4 or 3x3, either way, it just needs to be a square. Unfold it, take the bottom and fold it up to your fold line. I hope you can see that really well. I know the sun is just blaring, but I am letting it come on in. Then you're gonna fold this up, and this is thick paper, so I'm just kind of creasing everything really well. Then you're just gonna fold each of the sides in. And I try to do it as straight as possible by lining the bottom line up with the bottom fold line, if that makes sense. And then again, using a bone folder really helps. Again, using that bottom crease. And then just flattening it all out. And these are just so quick and easy. The cool thing about these too is that you don't need any glue, not at all. So you just take this end and you're just gonna slip it through like that. These are really fun to decorate, keep blank. You know, you can make them in all different sizes. And then, yeah. So super cute little quick origami envelopes. Now the last one we're gonna make together, I have the idea in my head, but didn't make it fully. And I just wanted something that's a little bit more interactive, that's gonna take full pieces of 6x6. And we're gonna end up with a little bit bigger of a project. Like whereas when we fold this in half, you're getting a pretty small little thing. Super cute for a journal, but maybe you want something a little bit bigger. So I'm going to take my 6x6 and I'm gonna fold about 1.5 inches in. I didn't measure, but I think you get what I'm doing here. Then I'm gonna take another piece and I'm going to glue this edge just like that, just to attach these together. And I am leaving, you can see I'm leaving like 1/4 inch or so visible of this other paper. So then I'm gonna fold this second piece of paper so that it matches up almost. It's a little bit longer, but it matches up with that first piece of paper. Hope that makes sense. I think it will once we get going. So then I'm gonna open this all, and I'm gonna add a little bit more glue actually on these sides here. Oops. But not all the way across, because we'll end up having a little tuck underneath that. Now I know it's all white on the inside, but we'll cover this and make it all super cute. Okay, so this is our front. So then when you open it, this is what we got going on so far. And I want to take another full-size piece that we will cut down in just a minute. And I'm going to also kind of just eyeball this. So I'm gonna cut off like 1.5 inches. I'm essentially making like a little accordion fold folio. But since we only have 6x6 papers, I am just kind of gluing them together to create bigger pieces of paper. And honestly, I think it looks really cool. So this part I'm going to just glue totally down. Try not to get glue everywhere. So yeah, this is going to be a great kind of project if you have a lot of full 6x6 papers. Okay, so let me show you what we got so far now. So this is the front. You're going to open it, and then it folds like this. So then we're going to decorate the inside because we have lots of white space. For this first part, I am going to just eyeball this again. I'm going to cut like 2.5 inches by 6. And I want to cut out like a little notch, but I don't want to get a punch out, so just gonna go like that. And I'm going to first glue this just on the 3 sides. You can decorate this however you want though. This is the part where I'm just decorating. All right, so I have a little side pocket here. Now remember this, we already have like a little side pocket, if you will, in here. So I can either keep that a little side pocket, or I can kind of like build onto it. Which I may do. I'm going to go over to this side first, actually, though. And I'm going to mark where I need to cut to have the right width. This is definitely a little bit more in-depth of a project, but still fun. So for this, I'm going to just go ahead and have like a little pocket over here. And I'm going to glue 3 edges like that. There we go. And I still haven't figured out what I want to do for the middle. So I am going to take some more of this scrap. Actually, I have a scrap right here. And I'm going to turn this into a tag. I want to put some things in these pockets. I have this little tag topper, but you can also just cut the corners. Oh, a little too wide. So for this, I'll put this over here, and I can make a bunch of these, honestly. Put 2 tags in here like that. Over here, I'm gonna go through and see if there's a scrap. I'm actually so surprised. I've used up almost all of this. This is a really cute one right here. So for this, I'm just gonna cut out. I want to use some of this to decorate though, but I also want to make like a little journaling card sort of thing. Just to stick out like that. Ooh, and this would be fun to have a little tab. See, I feel like as you get going, you get really inspired. Because if you guys noticed in the beginning, I was just like, I knew that I wanted to do projects with my 6x6 paper pads, but I didn't even, I'm the one making the video and I wasn't super sure what I would be doing. But I knew I would come up with ideas as I went along. So I just glue this tab on, and if you don't have a tab punch, you can easily make little tab shapes, honestly. And that just makes it easy to pull out of a pocket. So we'll just put that in like that. Okay, let's see again. Yeah, so the front is, oh wait, was this the front or was this the front? Well, there we go. That was the front. How do I keep messing that up? Okay, wait. This is supposed to be the front. There we go. Yes, okay. I want to decorate this, so might even be fun to actually do like a pocket or something on the front of this. Since it is a folio. Yeah, let's do it. And I'm going to take a scalloped circle punch. And make a couple little circles. And I'm going to make another tab. So where did my tab punch go? Right here. Okay, first of all, I'm going to glue this tab just for interest, not doing any function here. Like this. And I'm not even sure, I just wanted this more embellished. So what am I doing with these little circles? I don't know. I'm gonna just kind of layer them on. Then we'll glue this pocket on. Definitely the more time-consuming project out of all of these. There, now we can tell that this is the front. And there we go. Gonna see if I can make a little tag out of this part right here that we have left over with one of these tag topper punches. Oh, well, I didn't center that very good, but let's see. You know what? That's okay. I'm just gonna even this out a little bit. No, I have to keep making it skinnier. Yeah, we'll probably use this for something different. Well, I'll just put it in there anyways, but let's make another tag. Well, you know what? We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. That's fine. Trying to use up every little scrap I have. Open it up. We have kind of a blank page here too. And here. Okay. Wow, we might actually end up using up the rest of this paper. I thought I was going to have a bunch left over for more tags. Just going to rip this one. Like, I kind of want you to see, it says life is beauty, and I'm hoping that we can keep most of that. I'm going to glue it on 3 edges. Like that. That way it's still a little side tuck if you wanted to. Okay, and then we just have this left, and honestly, I might just use this really fun print for another little pocket, because why not? I'm centering it up a little bit because I'm also going to use this scrap and do a bottom little pocket. That way it's a little bit different than the front one. Just like that. Fun. Okay, so I think we're done with the folio. I'll do and let's see how many we have left here. Oh my gosh. 2 pages. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and make tags out of these, and then when I get back, I'll just show you everything that we made. All right, here it is, guys. This is everything made with one 6x6 paper pad, and I hardly had any little pieces left over, a few scraps, but other than that, we honestly killed the entire 6x6 paper pad. Now, we did make some larger things, and I think that maybe in a future one of these, because like I said, I have other 6x6 paper pads, it might be fun to focus on like smaller embellishment type things, or I don't know, maybe like all things that can go inside a junk journal, or all maybe like we pick one thing and see how many we can make. Let me know if you have any requests. So let's just go through and see what we did. This was the first thing we made. We made 6 of these because at first I was thinking, oh, let's make 6 of everything. But I don't know why in my head that seemed like it could work. And I think that these are really cute. I just really like the little edge. And then like this one has the pockets like that. And I think the rest of them have like little side pockets. So we got 6 of those. What else? We do have 6 tags. They're all a little bit different, but like these 2 have pockets. I was able to put a little tab. I love the tabs on the top here. But honestly, I ran out of paper, so I couldn't put a tab on all of them. These little tags, I was just using up scraps, but honestly, I was just thinking that these might, oh, they're almost a little too big for this, but these could be like little tag inserts. Maybe for these. Either way. Then we made 3 of these stacked pockets, and I really like these. I really do like them sewn as well. I feel like sewing adds such a nice little touch to any of these projects. 3 little origami envelopes. I had one little like 3x3 scrap, so I made the little one here. I'm so sorry if that sun is harsh. I ended up making 4 of these little wallet envelopes. I loved the little mistake that happened on here. I didn't end up doing that for all of these. I sewed a couple, but they're just simple little envelopes that would be cute in a journal. And then the bigger project was the folio. And this is really fun. I like how it turned out. Did I glue it together? No, I didn't. I honestly keep forgetting how to fold it. Okay, so it opens like this. We have a little side pocket, a little double pocket, which I didn't even have enough paper to make anything to put into it. And then we have this right here. Yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this series, and I hope that you will give me some feedback and let me know what you want to see more of. Thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.